another episode of No Tea, Just Coffee. I am Jordan.
And my name is Tam.
And today we are going to be talking about social norms. Um, it used to be one thing maybe during our father or mother or our parents' generation, and now it's kind of changed. So that's going to be the meat and potatoes, talking about social norms and getting into that. And then we're going to shift to customer service. Does it even exist anymore?
This new generation
They didn't just took it and threw it in the trash.
threw the whole thing away.
I mean, maybe Chick-fil-A and Starbucks. Because every time Tam goes to Starbucks, they're like, is that Tam? So maybe we need to take a note or two out of their book, okay? So that's going to be shoot the shit. So let's get into the social norm aspect of it.
Let's get into it.
So we always talk about social media, Jesus. It has really transformed, okay? But I do remember one of the societal norms or social norms, like just thinking about back into my grandparents' days, it was like the wife cooks and cleans and takes care of the kids, stays home, doesn't work, and I know all day with the kids.
I mean, look, there are some out there that really do that. Hats off to you.
Never.
I personally don't. I mean, first off, I don't have kids, but even if I did, I can't see myself just.
And I only got one.
Just being at home all day, every day.
No.
For 18 years, you lose yourself. I feel like.
Listen, if I'm gonna stay at home, I'm gonna have a business of some sort.
Right.
I got to have a something that is of my me, myself, and I.
Yes.
So I do think, speaking of social norms, that is one of the positives of this generation and the younger generations. Is like me, myself, and I.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, women, they do want to have kids, but they also have their own business. They have their own identity.
Yeah.
Outside of being a wife and a mother.
Yeah.
So
what I can say about this new generation, because I think we do, we give them a hard time in many areas. Okay.
Bless their
hearts. But what I can say that I actually really love about this new generation is that they are breaking social norms.
They are.
You know, like
100%.
In all areas. I mean,
even like you see memes or whatever about working 40 hours. And I literally just saw one. It was a young lady, and she was doing one of them funny videos on Instagram. And her manager called her and was like, "Will you work beyond 40 hours?" 40 hours, and she was like, "No, I cannot." It was on a Friday at like 2, and she pretended like her manager called her like last minute at 2:00, asking her to stay over, and she was like, "No, I work my 40 hours, and I'm clocking out at 2:00."
I also, probably because I'm a very direct and open, just
a communicator.
Yes, I am. But I actually love how, just like the women, they're more open into just speaking their minds of what they want in all areas. You know what I mean? So I can give that, this younger generation, I could give them that because I feel like I've always been very opposite of what the social norm is. I've never been one to follow those things. And so when I started to see it really play out and people really, I was like, yes, like, finally. Thank you. Yeah.
And that is the good thing about the younger generation, is actually giving the older generations, me, kind of more pride in who I am. Like, even just thinking about back in the day, like you with natural hair. I never really wear my natural hair and really never did. This younger generation is like, this is my hair.
And this is what it's going to be.
And this is what it's going to be.
You know what? I can even, I know someone who she had cut her hair, shaved it, okay? She had the face for it, everything.
Yeah.
And she was skeptical to go into work to show her head shaved. It was like a fade or whatever.
Yeah.
And so she would wear wigs and stuff like that. And when I found found out that she had actually cut her hair or shaved her head, I was like, oh my God. Like, it just
so
did
she
something.
was wearing wigs around you too.
She was wearing, but I found out like she wasn't ashamed to, show me, but she, for a minute, she didn't want to go into work with her head shaved. And even for me, I danced professionally for 7 seasons, for 7 years. And even the look with that, it was like, it was long hair. And let me also say that it was not put onto me to look that way. It's just that's what I saw.
That's right.
And so that's what I assumed I had to do. And then I had a year where I was just like,
I'm not doing this no
more. Like, I don't want to. And so I had a season where I had my natural fro out, And I ain't gonna lie, I got used to swinging my hair, so I put the weave back in.
Yeah.
But it was
like, this is really
what my hair is looking like. And I even had a little girl come to me.
Okay, I probably cried.
Yeah, like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, like, you are a representation,
So I remember back in the day, though, my sister told me a story of when. Now, my sister's 41 or 42, and so she used to work at McDonald's downtown when there was a McDonald's downtown, and she would wear many different colors, like red, yellow, like, she dyed her hair so many different colors. And when she started working at McDonald's, she had like, it was like I think it was red and orange. They made her change her hair color to black. And so she was like devastated because that was like a part of her identity. But she needed a job. Yeah. And so she changed her hair. And that, being her little sister, I'm like, dang. So that stuck with me. And then I felt like I had to go into the workplace with my hair permed and straight. And I really could never wear my hair. And then also my friends was doing the same thing, perming our hair straight. Nobody was wearing it curly at all. Not one of my friends wore their hair natural. Yeah. We always permed it, braided it, some way, shape, or form. And now it's called protective style, which I didn't know anything about, which gives a little more grace, I think, because, I do love my natural state of hair, but it's a full-time job to get it to tame it at times.
Hence why I'm locked. I understand.
So maybe protective style gives more grace, okay? It gives us more grace. So I think, too, because the social norms have changed, I think the relationship between a man and a woman has also progressed as well. Because I think a man, and I'm not saying all men, but I think it gives us a new, outlook on the way in which we operate in our relationship. It's not, we don't have to bend over backwards all the time. We don't have to put ourselves second in a relationship just to please our man or to take care of our kids and run a household. It's this is what I want to do. There's a place for both.
And I think there's always been a place for that. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I grew up, like, my mom, I grew up around my mom, and she is very much a independent woman. Yeah. Okay. And so that's where I get it from. But I've always been that way. Like I said before, I feel like I've never really been one to follow social norms. I'm not one to follow in general. Yeah. And so when it comes to relationships, I've always been that type of person where it's like it's a you and me thing. That's what a relationship is. Yes. It's a you and me. It's not you doing everything and I'm just sitting over here cooking and cleaning. No, that, yes, those things may happen, but it's a partnership.
Well, and I think that I really didn't grow up seeing a lot of partnerships in a marriage.
I didn't either, though. I didn't either. It's just I've just always. To be honest, I don't really know where. I don't know where that stuff came from. Yeah. If I were to be honest, right? Yeah. I didn't grow up with my mom and dad being together. Yeah. So, and I don't remember seeing any really long-term healthy relationships. That is just the way that I've just always thought. Yeah. I have no idea where it came from, but I just always felt that way. Yeah. I was in a relationship where he thought
Yeah.
Okay? He thought, it was going to be one of those type of scenarios where.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, you want me
to. Okay. So.
Excuse me?
That's Alfred all the way. When we met, I remember he and I got into a really, and this was like, I don't know, we could have been just dating like 2-3 weeks.
Oh.
And I remember he had said something, and I turned to him and I was like, I'm not sure who you think I am or what you used to.
Right.
But this ain't it.
This ain't it.
We have to fit into each other's lives and make it better. I'm not going to let go of my journey and the things that I want to accomplish. Now, because I have my son and everything and look differently, but I'm still going to accomplish the things that I want to. Now, he came from a very, very old school. He was raised by his grandparents. So that's what he saw. And so he thought, a woman's supposed to do X, Y, and Z, but it was like,
that's so funny.
No, sir, because before I met you, I was very independent, doing all of these things,
everything
on my own.
Now, okay, this is what I do want to. Sorry, just to piggyback off of that, right? Yeah. Just because I can do everything, or not everything, but just because I can do all these things myself, that doesn't mean I want to.
Hello.
Right? I don't want to do all of this. Just because I know how, because I've had to learn how to do certain things, that don't mean I want to.
But you know what? I think also a societal norm was that.
Yeah.
Independent women don't need a man there. No. I do. Now, if Alfred if we decide to take other paths, you think I'm gonna rise to the occasion. But there are certain things I don't want to do, and ever if I don't have to. So like, I will say I don't need.
Okay, thank you. Because I was gonna say I don't know if I need. I want.
There we go. I don't need, because it sounds like I'm a damsel in distress.
I don't need you for certain things. I may want you for certain things, and I may need you for certain things. Mm-hmm. Like to me, it's a 50-50. It is. Right? Like I need you for the companionship, for the love, like the love and the affection. There's a male
perspective that you need in your
right.
For me to have a balanced perspective of just my world in general and the way in which I would like to have a future and all of that, I need a male perspective in order to kind of balance some of those things out. And I learned that because when I did start dating Alfred, I was uber independent. And that sometimes can be hindering, kind of hurt you in a way of not being open to other perspectives of, okay, I know you've been doing it this way for so long, but why don't you listen to another perspective that may actually add more value or do it a little better. Mm-hmm. So I will agree, like it's a need and a want. I think it depends on what it is.
Yeah. I had a relationship where he was very much that way too.
Yeah.
And I had to tell him, like, you knew, like, when you got with me, mm-hmm. you were getting with a very independent woman. But I'm also not one to be like, I'm stuck in my ways.
No.
Right? Because again, going back to just because I know how to do all these things, I don't want to do all these things. Do you know what I mean?
But I think also we have to learn how. What?
I was gonna say actually how I kind of had to teach him, how to, because I do think that it was intimidating at first
for sure
for him.
Yeah.
And I had to show him, like, I am willing to, like, let you lead. Because, like, I'm not fighting you.
What, the soft season right now? Which I didn't know what it was either.
Oh, like in your soft era or whatever.
And that, I think, is a transition from a very, very independent woman to kind of just, like, softening the edges a bit, which I think is fine. But
you also have to show, like, I'm not gonna soften up if you don't show me.
Absolutely.
I'm not about to fold if you don't show me first.
Well, here's the thing too, and I have seen many posts about that. It's like, you got to give me a reason.
Yes.
As to and here's the thing: woman is going to give you a chance.
Absolutely.
9 times out of 10, and we all know all women, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to give you a chance to rise to the occasion. And not only one chance, they're going to give you about 10.
Thank you. I'm about to say,
over and over,
we are so willing to give
we're going to say,
101
now, okay, I'm going to give him a chance to do this. But if he don't, I'm going to have to do it myself. And then after probably about that 10th time, we tired.
We just gonna do it ourselves.
And now your feelings is hurt because why you not including me or why you giving me the cold shoulder. Well, let me tell you exactly why. Now I do remember again, like me and Alfred have had many conversations because he's very independent and I'm very independent. So it was like two alphas butting heads in the very beginning because you're trying to adjust the way in which you let him lead and you lead, and that is a hard thing to it can always be that way because sometimes you're like, okay, well, I've been doing it. Like with my son for so many years it was okay for mom to be more dominant, be more loving, but as he gets older, his dad is teaching him things and he has to step in. Well, that's a hard thing for me because I'm like mama bear and I want to protect him and I want to raise him, but then that perspective that I need, I do need that male's perspective. Yeah. He's a man. He was a young boy. He knows what it is to be a man out here in this world.
Right.
And so I had to dial back a little bit of that very independent, I can do it over time. Yeah. So I think there is a need, to kind of dial it back. But you have to figure that out. It's like a lesson learned always. Yeah, about how to handle it.
You have to learn each other, but you have to be willing to. There has to be sacrifices in all areas when it comes to dealing with two independent individuals. Like me and my current boyfriend, we're both very independent.
Yeah.
We both have, two different things going on, but the one thing that has made our relationship work is that we understand each other and we respect that, we respect it, so.
And I think that's a good point because the respect, once you respect somebody, and it really is you just are looking at them time over time, how they live their life, how they make their choices, how they treat you and all of those things. Yeah. I don't think people understand that once you gain that, it's pretty much open game. I'm going to listen to your perspective. I'm going to follow you if I feel like you can lead. But I think you have to build up that trust first and get to learn each other a little better instead of, because sometimes you will have males that will want to come in and lead just automatically, and that's not fair because
that was my ex.
Especially if we meet at 30, all these years I've been doing this by myself this whole time. You have got to earn the right to lead. You got to let me learn you and see that you are leading not only for us but for you too.
Yeah.
So I think, and that's opposite too. Let a woman lead in certain areas, but I think that is over time earned as you get to know each other.
Yeah, and I mean, with me and my current boyfriend, the benefit is that we had known each other for a while, so he knew exactly how it was. So when we got into it, even now he will just. It's almost, we both actually we pick our battles on
Definitely.
like if he sees like okay, all right babe, I'm gonna let you have it. Thank you, like
that's by
and vice versa, like if I see this is your thing,
let you have it,
baby, it's all yours, but with my past relationship, he didn't fully know that. I don't think he knew how independent I was, and so he came in. Again, he was very old school minded with that stuff, so he came in right away, like bam, bam, bam. And I'm like, hold on now. Like we're still, I caught on very quickly. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take him. It took him a little bit to understand that. But as we started to learn each other, it got better. But that's really what it is about. It's about learning your partner,
And the respect grows.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because once you start to see, again, it's from a woman's perspective, but as you see a woman lead, your respect grows. And look, you can lead us anywhere. Like now, Alfred could say, I want to move to Dubai.
Timbuktu. Look.
Where we going?
Right.
Because I know he got us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now, that didn't happen overnight. Because the whole time I'm like side-eyeing him for the first 7 years. Like, why are you doing that? That don't even make no sense. You know, I'm all da da da. He like just
that
chill.
Pushback. Yeah.
So over time, it's like okay. So you just kind of observe and learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
So another societal norm that I've seen is it don't really seem like relationships are of value anymore.
Baby, when I tell you, it is about polygamy. It's not about being in like a monogamous relationship,
or not, and also not at all. Like I'm doing me.
Oh,
like I got my career, I'm making the money, and
yeah, that too.
I really don't need nobody. And
I don't believe that. I don't believe, as independent as I am, you will never hear me say that I don't need any. What?
Well, what the heck?
Or I don't want anybody. Like I think everybody wants to have a partner.
Yes,
I do believe that.
I feel like now, we were put on earth for that.
Right now, it may not be going the way that you want it to go and stuff like that. But I do believe that everybody wants some type of partnership. You know what I mean? Like, actually, I think it's when I think about like some of my older family members who may not be in a relationship or in some type of partnership, that's lonely. That feels lonely to me. Yeah. You know, and I have always said I don't want to grow old alone.
Me neither.
I don't want that.
Now, here's the thing. There is a fine line too, because I never want one of my sisters to settle for anything.
Right, absolutely.
So however long it takes to find your prince, do that. But along with what you were saying was there is nothing better than having somebody to like after a long day. What was I just gonna say that? After a long day, like I'll talk to Tammy about our day. But then the conversation I have with Alfred totally different. Or after we ate dinner yesterday, the conversation that we had, I don't even remember what we was talking about. Oh, we were just talking about fashion because that's one of the things that we share. And it just there's nothing like that.
Yeah, for me it's about like the exciting moments. Like I just recently did something work related that was big to me. Like it was
not to me. It's big to everybody. You got know what it was? It's a big thing.
It was.
It was really good.
It was,
and congratulations.
Well, thank you.
I put congratulations, but congratulations. Sis out here is doing some great things for that community.
Thank you. Like dance. That's my second world, my second love, but actually my first love. Anyway, Anyways, but just even that to like be able to like for me the first person I think to like talk about those things is not necessarily my best friend. Like, and I love my best friend.
Oh, of course.
But it's my partner.
Absolutely. Because that word, your partner.
Partner. Yes.
And the thing is, when you get older, and I think I said this on a different episode, was as I get older, I gotta find the right words, but when you were in your 20s or maybe even younger, you were with your friends all day, every day.
Yes.
You talk to them on the phone all day, every day.
Yep.
But what I was saying was I put my phone away, and that's because I find the time more valuable.
Yeah.
Not that I don't find the time with my sisters valuable, but the time with my husband or my partner, for that matter, is so valuable to me because we're building together. We're building our home together, we're building our minds together, we're building our perspective together. And let me tell you something, there is nothing like knowing that one person that got your back. Oof. Like there's nothing like knowing that one person knows you like they know you. And if all shit falls around you, you got that one person that you like, hey, I got this one person and I'm good. So it really kind of breaks my heart that now society is like anti-relationships. Because also then it brings about like not really having that.
Because I think everything is over sexualized. So it's not about the partnership. And so I've been saying partnership, right?
Right.
It's not about the partnership that you're building. Everything is about the sex and like the desires that you're wanting, and you can't get it from the one person, or you can only get it from, like.
And let me tell you something.
Sorry.
Getting into the sexualized part. That ain't now. It is. It's like number two. Okay. In a relationship. But if you ain't got nothing else and all you got is sex, baby, you ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it at all.
Especially when you're dealing with a grown ass woman.
Mm-hmm. But this is what I will say: when you have that connection, it's no. It doesn't. There's no want or need or desire for anything else. You know what I mean? Like absolutely. But again, I think nowadays that it's just that's what's being shown, and like it's about the. It is. It's just very all about sex. It's all about sex, and I think that's why and also the outer appearance of what somebody looks like. It's like you gotta have this physique, whether that's a male or a female. I think we over sexualize that as well, because a guy, for me, like even when I was younger, when I was dating, if you got a mouthpiece. Now your teeth gotta look good, but also a mouthpiece like talking real nice, and you got a good personality. I would give a guy. He may not be like the finest guy on the street, but he got a good heart. He doing his thing. He got a mouthpiece. He's intelligent. Oh, we rocking, because I don't need you to have a 6-pack. What you laughing at? Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all, okay? You shallow. You shallow. Sam, younger. Listen, I ain't saying ugly. No. Easy on the eyes. But you know what I mean? Now it's like 6-pack. He got to be. Oh yeah. You know, like head to toe. Now I can care less about. He got to look nice though. Yeah, like what like now what's attractive is like you're communicating, just because I'm doing that. We didn't even know. We had no idea. For the 100th time. We had communication across the screen. But no, like for me, as someone that can hold a conversation, you know what I mean? Like, it's not about, like, is he cut up? Is he... Because he could have nothing in the brain. Just dumb. Yeah. But you got all the muscles in the world. What can we learn? What can you teach me? I mean, you know, I was younger. It was very attractive. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Back in the day, I always used to like real big guys. Like, what do you mean big guys? Like Fat Joe. I had a huge crush on him. Did you? I had the biggest crush on him. Busta Rhymes, big guy. Like Big Busta? Big Busta Rhymes. Yeah. I still kind of have a crush on Busta Rhymes. So you had a thing for bigger guys? I did. For a long time. And Alfred is... a track star. A track star physique. Really? But the thing is, Alfred is Alfred is so charismatic. That's crazy. Like Alfred doesn't. Now hold on. I know my husband. I think he's fine as hell. But him and who I have dated in the past, they don't look anything alike. And it was because he was charismatic. It was about his business. His mouthpiece was on point. He was out there getting it. And I was like, well, shit. That was very attractive. He don't look like what I would normally go and seek, but that connection. Yes, that's what it's about. It's about the connection, y'all. Yes. But yeah, it is. I mean, it is unfortunate that you know, people aren't really trying to be in single relationships. You know, and I think too, like. I think a positive of a societal norm, or what we see now, is taking care of yourself as a woman. I appreciate the younger generations, and even just the older generations, like Tabitha Brown. I follow her heavy. So wait, you're saying that before women weren't taking care of themselves? Like, in what way? I don't think it was popular to take care of yourselves. Like how? Like mentally, physically, emotionally. I don't think it was. If I think about when I first started getting on social media, you really didn't think of, or you didn't really hear women saying like, you know, go out there and grind, but take a second, take a moment. Like if there's something that you're interested in, do it. Or like just from a beauty standpoint, like getting into skincare, taking care of your skin, taking care of your health in general. Like I think vitamins, like all these things. I think that's general though. I think social media and this new generation combined is really just kind of this era is a very open and transparent era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's changed everything.
Because you really didn't even think about even like just from hair care. We have so many more options. What? As a woman, you know what I mean?
Going to my hair, I don't know what the heck.
That's exactly.
What?
Or what products? I still don't know what products, but there's more options.
Yes.
But I just feel like we have more. We can. What I'm trying to say is we can take more time to get to know ourselves, whether it's hair care, whether it's skin care, whether it's that, instead of like pushing, take care of the house, take care of the kids, go to work, be on your grind. We can take a second and say, well, what do I like and what am I interested in? And you can go out and explore it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we really gave grace for people to, have that time, that downtime, that me time, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So I see that now more than ever. It's like people are just kind of loving on each other a little more in that way, give them more grace.
Yeah. I think another one also, and you had talked about this earlier, is about like jobs. You know what I mean? And like building your own thing, building your own brand, being more of a hustler, if you will. Like, I mean, nowadays everybody got their own business.
They do.
And it's all social media related. Yeah. But like everybody is doing their own thing. There aren't many that are doing 9 to 5s. And even now there aren't many that's even accepting jobs where you actually have to go into the workplace. Like if it's not a work from home job, they're like, no, I don't want it. Which I mean, it is nice. But just things like pre-pandemic,
you had to go into
that would like when someone be like, yeah, I work from home, you're like, what? Oh my gosh.
That's right.
But now if someone's like, yeah, I go in the office, you're like, what?
Why? Hold on. You're like, call the benefits bureau.
Like, why?
You need to report then. Why they got you going into work?
But actually, I remember working with someone, and we didn't realize this until like some months, okay? It was a guy, he was younger generation, okay? Yeah. And he was leaving work like almost like half a day.
At our job?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was leaving work almost a half a day. And we're like, and again, there was a manager. Yeah. Over this group of people or whatever. Yeah. So we ended up finding out. We're like, well, why is he leaving? Like, no one's caught this, no one's saying it. So anyways, eventually, he was brought in and he was asked, and he said he leaves early so he can go home, make his lunch, go work out, and take a nap, and then he would finish his work like later in the evening.
So he would just leave work.
Yeah.
And didn't tell nobody.
That mindset of like just doing whatever the hell you want to do. Hey. And we were like, what? Like, but insane. To think like he really thought that was okay.
But you know like,
what?
That's how the younger generation is.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. Talking about social norms, that is what?
And we be like, you didn't want it.
You're like, yeah, I sure did. We're like, oh my God. But like, that's what
I would never forget my niece. She's 24. And she was like talking about her interview. Like she was going to an interview, and I think she came over to my sister's house and I was there. And she walked in with jeans on. I said, what are you doing? No. She was like, I got an interview. I said, with jeans on? She was like, yeah, I mean, I've been to many different interviews with jeans on. I said, you never. And so I'm going into the speech and I'm like, well, hey, if she out here getting work with jeans and just coming like it's a casual conversation.
That is, I mean, to be honest, that is also a norm.
What?
Just like now a norm is checking people's social medias.
I have never. I remember you was talking about that. I'm like, first of all,
that's because that's especially depending on like what your job. Well, not even depending on what your job is.
They check it.
That's almost like a resume too. A resume within its own thing.
They are checking. Definitely like Your LinkedIn page.
Oh yeah, I be forgetting about LinkedIn.
But they you can see who has viewed your profile, and I've done that. And I'm like, they really
be on there. Because they trying to see if you out there like coming in all like, hello, my name is. But behind closed doors, like party.
See, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, and I guess I don't know. Social norms has pretty much it basically is whatever you want it to be.
Now, yeah, you literally can make it whatever.
Like,
whatever. And as long as people jump on the bandwagon, oh yeah, you win.
Oh, it's going.
It's going.
Like whatever you want to wear, whatever you. I mean,
what are social norms now?
That's what I
don't even think social norms exist anymore. Now, and it's like it's a good thing and a bad thing, because I think like social norms, it does help keep things like in line, if you will, you know, with a little bit of structure. Like I think everybody needs a little bit of structure and guidance. But you know, but on the flip side, who wants that though? Yeah. Like, you also need to be able to like just let go, let loose, and not care. Like that's one thing about me. I have never been someone, I don't care what you think about me.
Yeah.
If you are not in my inner circle, that's right, I can care less.
No, seriously.
You know what I mean? Like, who cares? You know, so I do think that there needs to be a balance.
Especially if I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, I'm taking care of my own business.
Yeah. I don't care what you think about me.
Now, I did see something on Instagram, a post where a man was talking about how, kind of talking about society now or social norms where a 9 to 5 is just like seen as like, ugh.
And I can understand that.
It's like, listen, I'm probably always going to have a 9 to 5.
Oh, absolutely. I would never not.
Hold on, because he was like, how you going to shade the people that know every 2 weeks they got income coming in instead of the entrepreneurs? Not all entrepreneurs, but he was like, some months you don't make nothing. Some you make a lot. So I mean, he was like, how are you going to, bash the people who going to work every day and they know every 2 weeks their bills are going to be paid?
That is, I've always said, because so many people are like, oh, Tam, you going to teach or choreograph full time? Hell no, I'm not.
Like, stability.
Because I like the fact that I know every 2 weeks I got a check coming in.
That's
plus
right.
Other income.
That's right.
Because I have seen my mom very much entrepreneur. Always.
Yeah.
Literally always have been that way. Okay. And I have seen the struggles with it. Yeah. I've seen the great things. I've seen the bad things. Yeah. And I think because of that, that's how I knew that I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that. But there's nothing against it.
Oh, no.
Because I respect
absolutely
anybody who can go, who
like
can
full throttle,
like just say F it with everything else, and I'm about to give my all into this one. And I take my hat off to you guys. I just know that I can't.
Like, I would have to have, like, I don't know, like a good 7 years strong of this side thing.
Yeah.
Supporting me in a way that the 9 to 5 can't. Like, it has got to be.
It has to make sense.
It has to make sense.
I mean, and hell, I do a lot of things on the side, okay?
But I'm still gonna have.
I still got that 9 to 5. Every 2 weeks. Cha-ching, give it to me.
That's what I'm saying.
No questions asked. Okay?
I'm gonna be stressed on the side about this damn thing I'm trying. But I know in about 3-4 days, it's gonna hit that bank account.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think it kind of it pretty much is a free for all.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think like our generation, some of the older generations, kind of keep the younger generations balanced a little bit.
A little bit.
And
like, vice versa.
Sis, and then they help us.
They're teaching us.
Like, be open.
Yeah.
Like, relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Like my niece is very much a free spirit. Mm-hmm. And my sister's always calling me about, like, can you please call your niece and tell her ex? I'm like, Maya is just a very free spirit.
Yeah.
She walks to her own beat and really always has.
Right.
But my sister is very like from the 10 and 2 generation.
Yep.
Whereas then by the time I came, we started to get into more of the free spirit, kind of do what you want. But then my niece's generation is like, girl, I'm doing whatever I want.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I can even think to like even just our job, right? I think we started to hire on a lot more younger generations.
Yes.
And even just with like their ideas
Yep.
that are like just innovative
Yep.
and new and different and stuff like that. You know, it's like, yeah, sometimes it's scary to like shift away from the norm
Yeah.
of what you're used to doing and stuff like that. But it's also like you have to keep up too
You do.
with what's going on.
You do.
You know, so like, you know, that's an example. Like I appreciate, you know, the younger generation that has come into our job, because I do think that they bring a lot of good ideas.
They do.
And I think the benefit of our generation is that we were plopped right in the middle.
That's right.
So we have the experience of like how the older generation thinks. Like
Yeah.
we get it, we understand, but then we also have the experience and understanding of the newer generation. So I think we have the benefit here, best of both worlds.
Now, because some of the younger generation, I'm like, now, you do have to work a little harder than this. Because that younger generation, sometimes they'll be like, this is too much. I'm not doing this. I'm like, now, hold on. And you got to put in your dues, son.
They are very...
Like, what happened? You just got here, and now you trying to...
They don't want to work hard. They don't want to sweat.
Like, no. You got to give a little more than that.
A little bit of sweat here. Like, nope, I'm done. Like, you got to put in that work, child.
That's what... So, I think we do balance each other out.
Yeah.
So, but
them 80s babies.
And we still looking good. You hear me?
Period.
We're going backwards.
Okay. Wait, we're going backwards.
Backwards. Open into this. Well, before we move on to shoot the shit, anything else on social media?
No. I think that's everything I just said.
Now that we gave a lot of kudos to this younger generation.
Now let's flip the script. Because y'all got us messed up.
On your head.
Okay.
Because I am sick. Customer service.
Child. Doesn't exist.
Ooh. I don't know how many times I've been through. I will never forget. I was at McDonald's. And most of your fast food is with young individuals.
Yep.
And they be in there on their phones, basically doing whatever they want to do.
Yep.
Now, for some reason, now we'll say Chick-fil-A, they hold them to a different standard.
Absolutely.
Like, they working them.
Absolutely.
Like, get out there and take that order. Yep. Get out there and direct traffic. Like, yep. They own their P's and Q's. No shade to McDonald's, but I'm at the speaker getting ready to place my order. I'm waiting. And I don't know how many minutes, but you like, well,
at least acknowledge I'm here.
Nothing.
That gets into my skin.
When I say nada, nothing, so I drive up to the window and I'm seeing a girl and she's on her phone, and I like tapped on the window and I turned and I said, "Are y'all open?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Is the speaker broke?" She said, "No." I said, "Well, why ain't nobody taking my order?" She said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, what you want?"
I would have pulled off.
I was getting food for Elliot, and I was like...
Pulled off.
Tam.
Skirt, dust, everything. That would have set me
off. They ended up giving me like an extra fry, because when I say livid...
No, give me a free meal. What?
You talking about, "Oh, I'm sorry," and it's the one that was high school.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I thought, well, maybe the speaker broke. So I go, I'm like, "Is the speaker broke? Girl, are you taking this order or what?" If you have somewhere else to be, go there. If you don't want to take my order, then go walk somewhere else.
Look, I hate when people are at work and they mad because they there. Then don't come. It ain't my fault. Like,
girl,
Walmart probably one of, like, that's on like the top worst
if
places
you can find
of customer
somebody,
service. Like the other day I was there and I was looking for something, and I was about to ask this kid because he just wasn't gonna help me. But he on his phone.
Yeah.
Talking. I said,
he was
talking on his phone. I said, wow. And there was one other time where I was, now it's rare that people are actually like working the lane. But this particular time.
Never are they working.
Never.
Walmart has 57 lanes and there's nobody in it.
Because they're trying to move over to self-serve. But this one day in particular, I went into the line. This is it. I said, "Hello?" like now. Like,
hello.
Like,
are we?
Are you available? Are you? And so here you go. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, my bad. Then puts his phone down and just takes his time, just scan it. I said, Lord Jesus.
Okay.
I said, these kids, this generation customer service does not exist.
They doing TikToks and all kind of dances while they working. Like,
while they on the clock.
What do you have that's going on that's more important than making money?
Social media, child.
You cannot make, now, you can make money off of social media, but
they just be scrolling most of the time.
That's what I'm saying.
They just wanted to stay in the know, like everything that's happening.
The FOMO, fear of missing out, is so heavy with the young generation.
Yeah.
Ooh, they don't want to miss out on nothing.
Nothing.
And put themselves into situations like, I guess Alfred was telling me, a kid, bless his heart, I guess it's called like subway surfing or something, where they get onto the subway train on the top of it.
No.
And surf it. And I guess a lot of people have been doing that.
All for clicks and likes. That's it. That's all.
On the top of the thing, surfing.
People will do anything now. This generation will do anything now just to get clicks and likes. And then dummies hop on the trend.
And get killed.
And you're going to be the one.
You're going to be the one.
Oh, just for some clicks and likes, it's going to be you.
I'm telling you. And here's the thing. In customer service, I don't know how many times I've seen somebody get into a fight at Family Dollar or one of them places where, listen, sis, you might think you got a mouthpiece. But what you're not going to do is try one of these older generations, because they're going to knock your head off.
Knock it right off.
Get with the program. You signed this contract, the employer contract. You say you're going to do X, Y, Z. Now you get here and you act like you got somewhere else to be.
And the unfortunate thing is, I'm pretty sure like these stores, like they can't. Unfortunately, these are the only type of individuals that are applying, so they can't like necessarily have a standard.
That's all they got. They like, I'm sorry, y'all.
This is all I got. Right?
Because the generation that's a little bit older than them, they out here working for themselves, basically.
Yeah.
They on the hustle, doing all, whatever they selling, shoes, selling, clothes, or
beauty brand stuff.
All that. So all they got to deal with is little kids with the riffraff.
Child, these kids just disrespectful.
Don't want to take your order. Don't even say, again, I'm sorry, McDonald's, but you just reach your hand out with the bag of my food,
not nothing. They don't speak clearly. You like, what? What you just saying? Mumbling, like, what?
I can't remember where I was. Dang, I can't remember. But I done gave you my whole order.
And they was like, can you repeat it? Would you listen?
I said, all of it? Oh, my bad. I said, so you want me to repeat this whole order? Yes.
And what do? You repeat the whole order?
What I'm going to do? I'm dealing with you. I can't do nothing about it.
Now, let me just say this. That's a general pet peeve of mine, because I've been to Starbucks.
Not
Starbucks.
Yes.
And I gave my order, and they make it sound like they got it.
Oh,
and then I'm like, oh, and then can I? And then like, okay, can you repeat what you just said? The whole thing, or just the last part?
Listen, don't pretend like
just tell me to hold on if you're not ready to take it. That is a pet peeve just in general. I'm sorry.
Do not pretend with me.
Don't do it.
Just say, you know what?
Instant attitude. I said, like,
I was corporate America.
Right.
Now I'm street with it. What?
You done brought her out.
Okay, now I got to get with you one time. Child, what I said was.
Oh my goodness.
And if you can find anybody, and this ain't just at Walmart, I can't find nobody. Target, I can't find nobody.
Target's a little bit better, at least for me. Target does have a standard, so.
I love Target, but a lot of the times I know, like if I really need to find something, I'm just gonna do without it. Yeah. Or I'll order it online, because
that's me too.
You can't find anybody in the aisles, or where is everybody?
That is a good point. Like you don't find too many people in the aisles anymore.
Where's everybody at?
Well, because now they have like the self-scanner thing, like
that stupid thing. I'm not taking it over there.
Gotta
Well,
walk
what if I
a
can't
block.
find the item to scan?
Good point.
There's not nobody in the dressing rooms. You on your own there.
Yeah, you just go in.
You like, can I take 7?
And they're like, yeah. I'm like, but
I could have took 20 items in there.
I don't care no more.
They do not care. And then it's just like the checkout.
The person just standing there watching you scan. I'm like, thank you for coming. Like, girl, we don't need you to look.
You need, what are you doing?
We know you bored. You're just sitting there. Like, come again.
You could come over here and do it for me.
Hello. Or the people that like when you're about to leave or come in,
check
like
the receipt.
No, not even that. Like at Target, they have people that stand like at the door just to say thank you, have a nice day, or hi, welcome. I mean, that's beautiful. I don't want to take that away, but like,
what's the point in it though?
Yeah.
I really don't need it. What I do need is somebody to check me out.
Right. Or to help me find
an item. Somebody to help me find an item. Yeah. Like when I worked at Target when I was 18, and you don't, like, we had the red shirt and the khakis. You would see us all over the store.
Yes, same.
Like helping people, folding stuff. Mm-hmm. You don't see anybody.
Because everything is very self-served. That's what they're moving towards.
And it's kind of an eerie feeling too. Because you're just kind of in the store with everybody, like just with the public. It ain't really nobody in there working.
Isn't there, don't quote me, but I feel like somewhere there's a store now where it is nothing but self-serve. Like
Amazon?
No. Like a physical store.
Well, yeah, Amazon has a physical store.
Oh, I'm talking about like a grocery store.
Oh.
Someone told me about this, but it's like literally.
Well, in New York, they have a Amazon Prime store, which is like a small grocery store. You walk in and you know how we have our Prime account or whatever. You just scan everything to your Prime account as you're shopping, check out, and you gone.
That's crazy. Customer service doesn't exist anymore.
Like, I guess, did we need it to begin with, or are we just used to it?
Do we need what? Customer service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I mean, like, I go into Target, it's like, do we really need somebody to be there, or is it just that we used to it and now it's just...
What's happening? I don't care if I'm used to it or not. Like, yes.
Okay.
You need human beings there. You need that interaction. You need, when you can't find something.
You need somebody.
I
feel like there should be, if we're going to rearrange the way in which this looks, it should be maybe like a little kiosk or a small little kiosk in each department where if somebody's going to stand and tell me bye, they can stand over there in the women's department. And if I have issues, go to the lady. Say, can I have help? Yeah. So if we're going to get rid of people, just at least have set people in each department to, figure out what's going on. It's going to be a very
sad day when everything is ran by us. Self-serving stuff.
Like,
no,
we need to get a cut.
Right.
Every time I ring out, Kroger, pay me 2%.
Hello.
Because I got my groceries in the cart. I done checked it.
I done did it all.
I done reached to the top of the shelf, trying to get to the top of the, because I ain't got nobody. I'm standing on the shelf trying to get to the top.
I done did all the work.
I'm sweating.
Well, I'm paying you.
Exactly. Yeah. Just give me the extra.
Okay.
Throw an extra 50 in my account for this hard work that I done did. So.
Yeah. Oh, good old customer service. It's going out the window.
It's going extinct. It's pretty much gone.
Out the door.
Out the door.
Poof.
Gone.
Adios.
We'll keep going.
It's been real.
Bye. Gone. Okay. Anything else on customer service? Did we get it all off of our chest?
Sum it up. It don't exist and they rude. Okay.
Yeah. It was nice knowing you. Here we are with it. So, all right. I guess we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you again for listening to our rants.
Our shenanigans.
Shoot the shit. So until next time, do not forget, no tea,
just coffee.
Bye.